Right here today, this is our ancestral land that we are on. We, the Siksikaitsitapi, which translates to the Blackfoot Confederacy, who are made up of the Siksika Nation, Kainai Nation, and us, Piikani, who live 10 minutes east, who are both Canadian and US citizens who have been divided since the border was established. Today, I would like us to all honor, recognize, and celebrate the history, the culture, the resilience, the presence of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit across our country, who have lived on this land, whose presence continues to impact the ever-growing Canada. I would like to take this time to acknowledge and honor the outstanding contributions, the achievements, and resiliency of Indigenous peoples across Canada since time immemorial. Mainly the land and its resources that every newcomer have had the privilege to call Canada your country. Throughout Canada's history, Indigenous peoples have helped shape this land into the country we know today. During the wars, the First Nations and Métis fighters played important roles in Canada's defense. My own grandfather, Charles Provost, my great uncles, Napoleon and Pete, who died in action, fought for Canada's freedom. The last area of Canada to be surveyed by the settlers was the Blackfoot Traditional Territory, which covers the Canadian Rockies to the west of us, up to Edmonton area, east to the present-day Saskatchewan-Manitoba border, south to the Yellowstone River in the United States, west to the Rockies, up the Waterton, and back. Our ancestors allowed Hudson Bay explorer Fiddler to enter our territory using our Blackfoot hide drawings in 1801, which were so accurate, the person that drew the first Canadian maps, his name was Sexsmith, used these maps as a basis for the earliest maps of Western Canada. Indigenous peoples have also invented many items we use today and around the world. I will give mention to a few today. The kayak was first invented, designed, and made by the Inuktitut. The canoe was first invented and designed by the Eastern Woodlands Indigenous. The sunglasses were first invented as goggles by the Inuit in Arctic Canada. The snowshoes were first invented by many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. The toboggans were first invented by the Mi'kmaq, Indigenous down east. Many Indigenous tribes throughout North America invented hockey, using a wooden stick and a wooden ball to play as a recreational sport. Hockey today is the biggest sport in Canada and around the world. The syringe was invented by the Indigenous, hollowing out sharpened bird bones and attached to small animal bladders. The pain relief, we have our Indigenous people to thank for some of our modern day pain management. Eating and preparing tea and the bark of willow, as well as many other medicines in the form of herbs and roots. Bunk beds were first invented and built along both sides of the Iroquois log houses. Log houses are still used today as ceremonial homes. Those are a few to mention. Today, we continue to contribute Today we are contributing to Pincher Creek's economy by shopping for food, our clothing, purchasing our vehicles, our gas, home furnitures, and attending events like our summer rodeo and parade here in Pincher Creek. We are also contributing our skills within the workforce of Pincher Creek. I would like to take the time to acknowledge Leanne Sharpedge, who is the Executive Director of Nappy Friendship Center, who is hosting the powwow this morning. Davina Nelson, also of Bigani. She is the advisor, job developer at Training Inc., who will connect you to the world of work. And I, who am the Community Outreach and Learning Coach within Pincher Creek Adult Learning Program, where community connects plus skills, growth equals our freedom to learn, freedom to provide, freedom to become, and freedom to contribute back to our communities. When I think about our people, I think about all the people who have the humility to say, I don't know your truth. I don't know your culture. May I ask so that I can better understand? This truly warms my heart. So when we start caring for one another, the effect always has a rippling effect for the greatest good. We have the ability to change, and we have the mindset to help. Let's start caring for one another. Let's start accepting one another. And yes, that is my message today. Our Indigenous people in this area live 10 minutes to the east of us. We are not going anywhere. This is our homeland, and we're going to stay. And so with that, I challenge everyone to open your hearts and to accept. A good way to start would be saying, okay, hello, Sanadapi, how you doing? I want to say a prayer for everyone. Now, if you could remove your hats and you can sit, stand, lay down. I'm going to say a prayer for everyone. Ayo istapad biyo. Ayo no dusi. Busaki. Yux kadamasu. Itzistu. Iboyaki. Meistu tswaki. I call upon all of our angels, our archangels, our loved ones in heaven and the sandhills. Spumokenan anoxistikoi. Spumokenan amonapikwex. Nitsitapikex. I ask you to guide us today to have a good day. I ask you to guide Pincher Creek and Bigani to come together and to work together and to build a good solid bridge that we can travel back and forth and that we can connect with one another, that we share our knowledge, that we share our events. I ask you to pray for all the people who were taken by the hand of residential school, all the children. I ask for prayers. I ask for prayers for the people that we've lost in Bigani and in Pincher Creek. I ask for prayers for all the people. I ask that for prayers to guide us to be kind, to guide us to open our hearts. I guide us to carry on and do what proud Canadians do, share and help. I ask you for guidance moving forward, guidance to keep each and every one of you here in Pincher Creek and Bigani safe. Guide each and every one and their families to travel safe this summer. I ask each and every one to hold you to your heart and be yourself. and to be kind. Itsigako mem, Gamodan, Yen.
Thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. So thank you for joining us today on traditional Treaty 7 lands. This day, June 21st, the summer solstice, is a day that many Indigenous peoples and communities have celebrated their culture and heritage on or near this day due to the significance of the summer solstice as the longest day of the year. On behalf of the town of Pinch Creek, I would like to express our gratitude and appreciation to all members of the Piikani Nation and Métis Local 1880 for the skills and talents they share with our region. We truly value your contribution to our local economic and cultural fabric. The Town Council continues to learn about the history and experiences of our closest neighbors. Last year in 2023, Council for the Town of Pinch Creek and the Band Council for Piikani Nation came together to discuss and better understand our government-to-government relationship. And I will say, in my 20 years as an elected official, that's the first time that's happened. In 2024, our council is active in a Going Forward Coalition, a group of elected representatives that share anti-racism initiatives and training with the intent of becoming a more welcoming community. We look forward to strengthening these relationships and working to eliminate racism and discrimination. We proudly fly the Blackfoot Confederacy flag to acknowledge a significant day. Indigenous people are part of all our histories, and we commit to moving ahead in the spirit of reconciliation and respect. Thank you to you, Elder Lucille Provost, and for celebrating with us today. And thanks everybody for coming out and being part of this celebration.
Thanks, Jackie. Good morning. For those of you that know me, I don't do long speeches. So, but I did put a few notes down today. Today we recognize the rich culture and heritage of all First Nations, in particular the Blackfoot Confederacy. On the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, we join in celebrating their achievements and resilience. In the past, the institutions have tried to stamp out Indigenous cultures, but through perseverance, the people of these cultures have managed to retain them and continue to grow them. We hope to show our support of these peoples by recognizing their culture, language, and traditions, and work with them to grow the whole southern Alberta community. An important part of that growth is not only the recognition of Indigenous culture, is also economic growth, which will benefit all of us. For the benefit of all of us, I hope we can continue this growth.
We would like to thank everybody for coming and participating in our National Indigenous Peoples Day celebration. When one of our communities feels heartbreak, we all feel heartbreak. And when one of our communities feels success, we also feel success. So we definitely are stronger when we all work together. We will now line up for our honor walk to the museum, where Nappy Friendship will be hosting an educational powwow.